Welcome to the Balanced Blueprint. I'm your host, Garrett Day. Alongside of me is Stacy Leah
Hello.
Day. And on the other side of her is Jason Winkler.
I thought you forgot my name.
Of course I wouldn't forget your name, brother. I've known you too long.
That's true.
And to the right of me or left, depending on how you look, this is John Wayne Freeman. Everybody, John Wayne Freeman in the house.
Excited to be here. Thanks
We're
for
excited.
having
We're
me.
excited to have you here,
Stoked.
John. I want to just come to the beginning stages and just kind of talk to you about your life. And we talked briefly a little bit about it, but let's talk to you about where you're from originally, and where you grew up.
That's a great question because we all come from somewhere.
That's true. That is
I am
true.
from a little enclave in a place called South Orange County.
That's a great place.
It's not the OC for the listeners. No one called it that until that show came out.
Yeah.
So born and raised in Mission Viejo.
Okay.
Yes, a beautiful suburb, one of the first planned communities. Loved it.
Yep.
Gorgeous streets. I thought Saddleback Mountain was the biggest mountain in the world when I was a kid growing up.
Get snow on it too.
Exactly.
Amazing,
It was
right?
about that lake life, Lake Mission Viejo,
Oh,
just
there you go.
deep into the Mission Viejo scene.
Fishing, everything. Huh?
Every time I'd go to the beach, they called us Missionites down in San Clemente. It was scary. Had to keep my head on a swivel. You know, being from the MV, I was an inlander.
It's a hard place.
It was
to
a
be.
hard place. I grew up hard. I grew up fast. The mean streets of Mission Viejo. And it
Scary
made
place.
me who I am.
Yeah.
Total scary place.
Yeah.
Made you put some thick skin on you, didn't
Yeah.
it? It was
No,
like
it's the best place ever.
Yeah.
I loved it. It had
beautiful place.
very awesome childhood. Dad was a cop in Costa Mesa. He's what we call a man's man.
Yeah.
Kind of half grew up with the beach life. My mom's from Riverside, always wanted to live by the coast.
I'm from Riverside.
Are you the river city, brother?
Come on.
Yeah, grew up every weekend
Inland
going out
Empire,
there.
the IE.
Grandma and Grandpa.
We're the original
IE.
909ers.
And that's a whole nother animal.
We'll talk about
The
that.
IE.
Yeah. I like
And,
Mission Viejo better.
Sorry to say, IE.
Sorry.
You even
Still
go
a
that
family
far,
out there.
Jason?
No, I'm not going to say anything else.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just a mishmash of a dad who's really like cowboy hunter guy that married this woman who wanted to live by the beach. So I'm the only boy. I have two older sisters. And I think I really had a sense growing up of self-importance because you're the only boy, you're the youngest.
Yep.
And I realized my mom, God love you, Mom, you're the best. But I didn't learn how to do my own laundry till I was 22. She did like everything for me.
I still don't know how to do my laundry.
It's
Actually,
terrible.
Stacy does my laundry. So
Yeah.
I'm considering that. But
So
thanks,
full Southern California kid, and we're actually fourth generation Native Californians.
Yeah.
I live in Oceanside now. The Freeman side of the family, which is my dad's side, they came out from Texas in the 1800s, and Freeman Street in Oceanside is named after my family. They were one of
that's
the
awesome.
Right
first
on.
families down there.
Is
yeah.
that why you went down there?
Not
Pretty close to the Freeman.
affordability. Coastal living with a little bit of an edge. Oceanside.
Oceanside's
A
great.
shady place.
Yeah. And we were just
Shady.
talking about how you love surfing.
Love it.
Big surfer.
Big time. And to me, you know, like a lot of people, we come to surfing because we think it'll make us cooler. And if you grew up coastally, like California, Southern California, all the surfers, dude, sponsored surfers, they got all the girls in high school.
Yes, they did.
Or
I
if you're a
remember
pro,
that.
semi-pro skater, semi-pro surfer, snowboarder,
Any extreme
it's like
sports
you're
type
the,
of thing, right?
the quarterback of a Texas football team. So yeah, I'm still not very good at it, but I adore it.
Do you do it every day?
I
Is it
try
like this?
to.
Yeah.
I try to. My body's falling apart. Do you know what the surfer's ear is? Do you guys know
Oh,
what
yeah.
that
It's
is?
like too much liquid or water or something build
Exactly.
up.
Yeah.
There
Cold
you go.
water and you get bone growth. It's the same thing that happens to sea lions. I can't hear out of my left ear right now.
You get tinnitus?
100% closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how hardcore I am. I just want to share it.
Crazy.
Can't
We're gonna have to
hear
take
it.
care of that later on. We'll talk.
Can you fix that,
I can
Garrett?
I can help him out. Yeah.
Just
yeah.
get a drill and
or
going.
something else. Yeah. I can
there
use
you
my-
go.
Okay, so let's talk about like the surf community in a sense too. Did you grow up with that surf community in regards, or I know you were from Aliso Niguel.
Dude, it's so
also.
funny. If you are slightly inland you are considered a kook. Like
Yeah.
my school, I was lucky to be on the surf team because Elise Nagel at the time was brand new.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, if you could stand up on a surfboard, you're going to be
You're
on
in.
the
Yeah,
varsity
you're
surf
in.
team.
Yeah,
There you go.
totally.
Which, by the way, I don't know why I did this. I got a Letterman jacket with a little surfboard on it.
Oh, right on.
Still wear
That's
it.
awesome.
I
You
mean,
feel good about
weird,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could letter in surfing, but we were by no means any good.
Okay.
The schools on the coast are by far the best, and I always felt like an outsider growing
Yeah.
up, going down to the beach. Surfing, believe it or not, used to be very localized, very territorial, and I just loved the water, loved the ocean, and it was, you learn by the school of hard knocks, getting
Yeah.
yelled at, getting barked at, grown men.
You ever do
screaming at you.
boogie boarding?
Of course.
Yeah.
Love
Did you
the
mix it up
boogie.
a little from
Oh,
surf to
yeah.
boogie board? Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
do it all, man. I
Yeah.
just love being in the water.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, surfing, I don't think I'll ever stop doing it.
Yeah.
Just
Tranquil.
it
Relaxation.
really is. I
everything,
mean,
right? When you
it's-
find
they-
something like that.
they never get it right when they talk about it in movies or TV shows. It's always really silly, but anybody that does it once is like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never a water person myself. I was always into, sports, theatrics, as we talked about.
yeah.
Right, or singing.
Musical
Or musical theater,
Let's
right?
go.
Yeah.
Did you sing
what it
in
is.
high school?
I did. I sang in high school.
Oh.
I sang my junior and
I
senior
didn't know
year
that.
of
I've
high
known you
school.
for like
He's
a long time.
I
song and
know.
dance man right
Yeah.
here.
I didn't know that.
I'm a
Do you have any
soprano.
He was
Huh?
a soprano.
I need
too.
videos.
Yeah,
So it means, like, the
I
high
can
pitch?
give you some videos.
cool.
Yeah, it was funny because the football team and the choir also used to fight a little bit
Oh, yeah.
because I used to have to go out of town.
Like
I
physically
used to,
fought?
no, just kind of like like the coaches.
Yeah.
Well, kind of choir doesn't have a coach,
Sort
but
of
like,
choir's like,
the
"No, we
choir, the
need
choir
him."
teacher
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
sense. But they used to butt heads a lot because I had to go out of town for choir, and I was the captain of the football team, and so it was kind of like a situation where I was like, I have to go. It was a commitment of mine too, but at the same time, football was a commitment. But
So you'd miss football
choir
games to
teacher
sing?
was probably
yeah, I
like,
missed
"What?"
football games to sing.
There you go.
I missed baseball to sing also. But
need
you
to
know
hear
what?
you sing.
I never thought twice. I really enjoyed it.
I love it. I think
it's great.
I love it. I love it. I think you got to have a strong sense of self, especially back in the day. Choir and musical theater was not
Not cool.
Until Glee came out, then Glee kind
for
of
real.
switched
For real.
the,
Yeah.
My friends would look at me and go, "What are you doing? Hanging out with the theater kids?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "You don't understand."
They
You
don't.
get it.
Just like
but
don't.
truth be told, I was ahead of my time. That's where all the action was happening. Like
Yeah.
every type of human being,
Yeah.
oddball, we were all there, and I got to know all different types of people, and I'm a better person for
I
it.
think that's the
true.
beauty of it is that you don't hold strong into one specific place.
Mm-mm.
You have to just broaden your horizon and understand people and different. I guess segregations in a sense, if you really look at it that way. With the football players or with the choir or with anybody really, the gothic kids and everything. They really just kind of understood everybody.
Yeah, okay, can we
Yeah.
talk about the
The
goths?
Gothic
I would
kids?
love to.
Because anybody back in the 90s, like if you were an oddball or you were different or
Yeah.
you were maybe bisexual, gay, everyone was just goth. We lumped everybody into like,
Yeah.
you ate on the outside of the school and you wore all black.
That's it.
This is pre-emo. This is pre, we got an LGBTQ club on
Yeah,
campus.
yeah.
This was
All
the
of them.
goths.
The goth
It was
campus.
straight goth. That's
But
it. Like, it was,
they
right?
all made their clothes. They couldn't go to a place and buy it. It was all
there was
like,
no hot topic
custom.
at that time,
No.
bro. They just had
And
to
they
do
were
it, yeah.
truly, I mean, like if you were a dude in 1997 and you were rocking nail polish black, of course,
Oh, yeah.
and lipstick, like you were ahead of your time.
Way
You were way ahead of your
way
time.
ahead.
Yeah.
Way ahead of your
Marilyn
time.
Manson came out like way later than that, right?
I don't know.
Kind of got
No,
it.
Book
It was
Book.
kind of around that
Was he?
time, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Good to
It
see
is
everything
what it is.
turned out great for him. He
Yeah.
seems like things are
He
going well.
seems like a great, yeah.
Yikes.
I mean,
Hey-o.
he just came back. He's playing House of Blues, you know.
Yeah,
a
I
little
noticed
interesting.
that. I
Yeah.
definitely noticed that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The goth crew. Is there a lot of goth kids at school still? I don't know.
I don't think
They-
so.
No,
There's
I think
some.
it kind of
Is
went.
there?
There's some, but I don't think it's like when
As
we
goth.
were
Maybe a little bit
younger.
more of a smaller type of community there.
Like,
yeah.
Now
I
it's
think
metal.
it's now
More the
it's
heavy
just a
metal
style.
type.
So they're like integrated into multiple different groups. I think there's just certain kids that dress that way. I don't think it's like
Yeah, I mean, you see a
know.
lot of the dark clothes and stuff, and like the dark, the nails and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I think everything kind of came together in a
Blended.
sense. Like, a lot of stuff got blended in, like the emo with the gothic, and then you got like the whole like kind of cool lifestyle type of feel.
I
too.
wonder how many kids that were goth back in the day are now maybe they made assistant manager at Hot Topic or maybe manager.
Or open their
Working
own
at
hot
Starbucks
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever been to a goth club? Any of you?
Never.
No.
I've gone
Have
very
you
close.
talked to me about a goth club?
Do yourself a favor.
Don't go.
You can meet some really neat people at one of these.
So good.
Yeah.
There's some nice goth people.
They are.
Yeah.
Are they all
For
silent?
sure.
Are they all
Yeah,
silent?
for sure.
it's just their clothes.
You remember the goth crew we used to hang out with? You know?
Oh yeah, no, totally. They were just kind of like, they kept to themselves. They didn't say much, besides of course talking amongst
They were
themselves.
like
but
me,
We're
but
gonna get
I
some
just
hate
didn't
on
wear
this
those
goth
clothes.
conversation.
Yeah.
There you go.
Any Gothics want to call in? I'll give you Jason's number.
Yeah, no,
we
I'm
will.
good. I'm good. Oh man. Well, hey, surfing and then you golf too, right? Golf as
I
well?
do. I took up golfing recently, and I was discussing with you. It's man, if you want to play, I guess we call it a sport or do an activity that's
Yeah.
going to teach you about all the things in your head that you need to work on.
No,
It's
patience,
that
everything.
like
right?
temper. I'll be out there by
So true.
myself. Nobody's there,
Yeah.
and I'm lying to myself on the scorecard.
Yeah, you're like, no one's seeing this but me. Yeah.
And then you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, what stage of development did I get screwed up in that I'm lying to
You're
myself?
lying to yourself about it.
Convincing
around.
yourself you're a better golfer.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's good.
I bring like 40 balls and I come home with like
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4.
I've been with you on those
Yeah,
trips.
maybe
Yeah,
minus
that's
a club.
And minus a club.
Yeah.
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 I
There
forget
was
my
one
clubs
left.
too.
I do
yeah.
the same, dude. I've
Yeah,
lost
I have
3
2 at
recently.
Pelican Hill right now that I need
Yeah.
to go pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could it be a stoner move? Possibly.
It might be.
Maybe
I'm
our
not
brains
sure.
are just old and
Yeah.
damaged, and we
Yeah.
forget easily.
I left it because I
don't
have to
know.
go there again,
Yeah.
Or because I wasn't there.
That's possible. That's probably it right there.
But I mean, I think golf is as addicting as surfing, probably, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
And
like-
the amount of like
Gotta be.
ex-addicts that get into golf is high.
Which is hard because it's hard not to drink on that course.
that whoa,
Yeah,
it is. It's
But
extremely.
I've gotten better at that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's such a mental game.
It
I
is.
think that's the best part about it. I think
is
that
mental.
people that can actually do it and get focused on it, that's going to be the hardest part, to get everything in line. I mean, I know every time I go out, I suck. I'm like, but I have a good time.
Once you hit like one good shot, you're like addicted
yeah.
to it,
I just
That's what it is.
I get in my head because of the foursome that I'm with, and I'm like, God, I feel so bad for these guys because they're with me.
It's mostly me
That's
with
that's
you.
normally the case. Yeah, it's normally with Jay. So Jay,
Yeah.
do you think that way?
No.
I think I only get invited because they can spin me up like a top. Like one word, just a and they watch me, and I'm like, again, that's something screwed up about me that I need to work on.
Yeah.
I'm not good at blocking out
Yeah.
my jerk friends from 8th grade that still act like they're in 8th grade.
That's
There
good.
we go. Well, yeah.
It's good you got some friends from 8th grade still.
It's true,
That's
but
amazing.
we never talk about anything real. We never talk about like it's just the same. We're like talk about dumb stuff, like which is kind of nice. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
I think it's fun.
It is
It's a
fun.
little
I
break,
think it's,
right?
yeah.
I don't know if any of them are struggling with depression. we don't ask.
I'm
They
sure
don't
they
ask
are.
me.
No.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna talk about it.
Everybody,
we talk
right?
about 1994.
Yes.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Okay, so transition. I want to know how you got on social media. First off, okay. I
Mhm.
read that you were like the best janitor that anybody has ever seen. I know that. I read that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Where'd
tell you
you
where I
read
read
that?
it. I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to put anybody out.
The preferred nomenclature is custodian, but sure, janitor. It's all right, man.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
trying to
call
think
them
of
a
the word there.
janitor.
Sorry.
You're gonna piss off janitors and the goth people.
Do the janitors.
So-
excuse me, custodians.
The-
For real. That was like day one. They're like, you are not a janitor.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
My mom had a janitorial service for like 30 plus years. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, she was
So-
like the only white woman that was a janitor.
My mom was a lunch lady.
Oh, that's
There you go.
awesome.
Yeah, you know what it's like when
could've
you're
been
at
friends.
school and like you're like, hey mom, and your friends are like, your mom's a lunch lady. I'm like, yeah.
Did
Isn't
you
she the
work
most?
at
Girl,
the
I
same
get extra
school as your mom?
applesauce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
she was gorgeous, the most beautiful lunch lady you've ever seen.
Did she wear a hairnet and everything?
Oh, everything. And she'd hook me up with extra fries, slip me a little extra chicken
See,
sandwich.
that's the way to do it.
ranch.
That's why you.
Thanks, mom.
That's why you started
Yeah,
there, huh?
It's good stuff.
A custodian.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what school was it? Where did
So
you end up?
picture your most beautiful neighborhood, like our Talegas, our Ladera Ranch. There's the equivalent of that in Carlsbad. It's called Bressie Ranch.
Okay.
Beautiful homes. And I was like more depressed than I've ever been. I basically tried to be my father, or what I thought he wanted me to be. So like I joined the Navy. I got kicked out of the Navy. I became a cop. I quit being a cop. I became an EMT. I was an ocean lifeguard. I'm basically the Village People.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up.
Yeah.
Then I became a reserve fireman, and like I would get hired by these jobs because I can pass an interview. You know, I could say what you wanted me to say. We get on these jobs, and eventually there was always a point where some supervisor pulled me aside and was like, "You don't really want to be here, do you?" And I'd be like, "No," and they'd be like,
Not
"All right,
feeling it.
well, what's going on here?" And I literally just felt really lost in all my 20s. And then even into my 30s. And so the second time I got fired as a firefighter paramedic, I was like, that's a wrap on this. You are not this, for lack of a better word, alpha male dude. Like, I'm not even a good team player. I play all individual sports, but it took this long for this brain to like go, okay, so what are you really going to do with your life?
Yeah.
And we had a baby, our second baby, and I sat around for like a year trying to be, I'm going to be stay-at-home my dad. And my wife was like,
good luck.
You're not pulling this. Because stay-at-home dad was like, you know, you put the kid in the high chair while you're drinking beers.
And mama would have fired you.
Yeah. And I was pretty good at it, but she's like, you need to get a job. So when you're applying for government jobs, which are what police jobs are, fire jobs, anything in the government, they have you in a database, and you only have to fill out your application one time, which takes forever. So I knew that, had been in there for like 10 years, and I was like, what's the most low-key job where no one's going to bother me? And I was like, night janitor. So nailed the interview. They're like, we think that you, sir, can figure out how to clean up things. And I was like, I can.
Wow.
So I became the night janitor at this elementary school in a really well-to-do neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I was a terrible, terrible guy. Personally, I was getting high on the job at night, smoking the pots, drinking beer, cleaning this thing, just walking around this entire elementary school going,
half lit.
What have I done with my life? How did it end here? Dude, check this out. Day one. The day custodian is like, I'm going to take John around to introduce him to all the teachers. And it's parent-teacher conference. We walk into a room, and there was a girl I graduated high school with. And she gets up and she goes, John, oh my gosh, are you the principal? And I go, no, I'm the new night janitor. And she grabs me and she gives me a hug. She was actually so sweet and was like, oh, yeah, well, you got the best night janitor there is. And I was like embarrassed. And I also went to my 20-year high school reunion at the time. And this guy, I'm not going to say your name, Byron. It was in Newport Beach. There's a girl who's wonderful that you probably know named Leslie, who owns some wonderful restaurants in Newport. And we're there, we're celebrating. Guy walks up to me and goes, what do you do? I go, I'm a night custodian. And this dude looks me square in the eyes and goes, wow, I really thought you would have done more with your life.
He said that to you?
He said straight to my face. And I was like, whoa, what did I do to Byron in high school?
Why did he piss off Byron?
Well, Byron's opinion.
It was in that time where I just wanted to be alone. I'm listening to podcasts like we're doing right here. And I'm going, what missteps have I taken? Now, personally, incredible wife, married a wonderful woman, great parents, all the love you could imagine. But somehow I just always found myself trying to be in these jobs that I didn't really fit in. And I went back to high school. I went back to 8th grade. I'm like, what did you love doing? And I truly think we kind of know what we dig at a pretty young age and what we have a knack for and what we're good at.
Yeah, you get that.
And mine was always like, I love being in front of people. I love making people laugh. I love being in front of the camera. That's my thing. But you don't think, how can I make a living doing this? And back in the day, it was, well, you get an agent. You have to be picked.
Be an actor.
You have to be chosen.
Completely.
So it's before social media. It's before all that. And I did have an agent. I got picked by a good agent when I was 19. Moved to LA. Went on 6 auditions. Almost got a Britney Spears Pepsi commercial.
No way, come on. Is it backup dancer?
It was actually at a magazine stand. She was on the cover of like Teen People.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's up, Britney Spears?" Thought I nailed it. But I came running home.
Yeah.
I was LA's scary. And
It
I
is
was like,
scary.
again, didn't know how to do my
Especially
laundry.
now.
I had an agent in LA as well. As a
Yeah.
young kid. And that was a
So-
scary things.
I dissected my entire life and all the decisions I had made during those evenings for a whole year that I worked as a janitor. And I thought, how am I going to tell my children to follow their dreams if I never followed mine? And the big hang up was I'm too old. I'm 37 at the time. And I'm
Okay.
thinking, oh, it's over. It's a wrap. Let's just get a day job.
Yeah.
But the more and more I listen to people on podcasts, they're like, just, it's all between your ears. Go for it.
Yeah.
The people will find you. A fan base will find you. So I started, for the first time in my life, using social media as a night janitor, not caring if I got fired. And I would run around the school and pretend it was haunted at night. And I'd be running,
Oh,
and the
that's so good.
janitor keys would be going. I would rifle through like teachers' drawers, and I was making fun of. I would have different plot lines
Yeah.
in the school, and people found it and were like, "This is really weird."
Yeah.
And the reason I'd never done social media is you cannot pass a background investigation to get a job as a cop or a firefighter if you're doing wacky stuff on social
Yeah, they'll
media.
find you.
You will
Yeah.
never get the
Find you,
job.
and then they're like, nah.
So that's when I started. And yeah, here we are. I'm now 45, and it led to a career. And I
Yeah.
still don't know how. When I go golf, people are like, as men do, "So what do you do for a living?"
Yeah.
And I go, "I don't really know,
I
sir."
don't know, yeah.
When
When did it start picking up where you were making a living and like making money from it?
It all started with surfing.
Yeah.
There was an incredible page called Kook of the Day,
Yeah.
which had 1 million followers.
Okay.
And I saw that he was looking to branch out and take the page in a different direction
Yeah.
and wanted like people to make funny videos or skits. And I saw a couple of the people that sent in stuff, and I was like, no, I can do this
Yeah.
just from high school theater.
Yeah.
And so I sent them, and then that gave me a platform, and it really took off with surfers. And then all these other people who own businesses saw me,
Yeah.
and
Got sponsored.
I learned
and
there's a
collaborations.
million different ways to make a living.
Yeah. Yep. Do you know
Someone asked you to-
Salty Beard, that guy?
What's that?
Do you know Salty Beard?
I do know Salty
Yeah,
Beard.
Chris? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love Chris. He's a good guy.
Yeah, super rad.
Yeah.
Super funny. in
Yeah, he
fact.
is.
Yeah.
And that page kind of took off out of nowhere
Oh,
too. You know, it's great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The one that he posts ice hockey and surf stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
So I really think it all kind of kicked off because I had enough discipline from being around, the firehouse and working as a paramedic
Oh yeah.
to realize a couple things. First, life is short. I was around death and dying for 10 years, became a medic when I was 30, did it till I was 40. Ended up going back to a paramedic after the janitor job for like 2
Custodian.
years while the stuff was kicking off with Instagram.
Yeah.
I still had to work. And then at one point, I'm like, honey, I'm making more money having fun,
Yeah.
than doing this. And she's like, what about insurance? I'm like, well, do what people that have their own businesses do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
pay
Pay
for
for it.
For
insurance.
Yeah.
insurance. Yeah.
And so that was a risk, but God bless her. She was like, go for it, dude. You say you're funny. You want to live your dreams?
You say you're
Let's
funny.
go.
Does she think you're funny?
No, dude.
My wife doesn't either.
No.
Still?
I think I'm
Still.
hilarious, man.
No. I
I'm
get
the
like 2
funny
real
one.
laughs out of her a year, dude.
Yeah, that's good. That's
It's
a lot.
yeah. Stacy's the funny one out of
I'm the
us.
funny
Yeah,
one.
she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys laugh a lot.
So that led
Yeah.
to
Me.
the whole social media. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
People go, so do you make money from Instagram? I'm like, never made $1 from Instagram.
Yeah.
I always looked at social media as here's a fun thing to do to mess with people, make them laugh, and to display whatever talents I may think I have.
That's good.
And your people find you.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
what we got out of
Of
you.
the
That's what we
people
get
that
out of
won't
you.
Yeah.
John.
and the
That's
people
good.
that do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's
And
like
what
you
a
can just
time.
tell. You could tell that if somebody has a passion and a love for it, and that's the beauty of it. You could feel that over a video and a camera.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Totally.
Yeah. So we appreciate the ones that do it. Like
And for
you,
some
John.
for some strange reason,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like being in front of a camera.
No.
And I'm like,
I don't know how you got me here. but I'm
no,
here.
stop.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, you end up forming these relationships, And I've got to meet people and go places and do things that literally all came from being in that school, being at my lowest point, and let's put myself out there.
Yeah. I think that's the best part about it too, is being at your lowest point and understanding it, and then knowing that you can bring yourself out of it by what you do and love.
Dude, listen,
that's the only way to do it.
Being broken, we're human beings. I don't care who you are. We're all going to have these moments where it doesn't seem like the sun's going to rise, but it does.
Yeah.
It does. And it's beautiful, man. And it's so cliche, but it's the truth. Everything is just on the other side of fear, like for real, like
Agreed.
all the good stuff.
Agreed.
And it's like other humans recognize that and they're like, right on. Like I kind of dig that.
Yeah,
Come here.
for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
What's going on with you?
Yeah, that's definitely that vibration of that same sequence and frequence.
Yeah.
People
If you
have
want to
that
understand the
sense.
universe, think in terms of vibration and frequency, people.
that's Mike talk.
There you go. That's what Garrett's Instagram is.
That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to get lifted, do some research, and get in a group.
Yeah,
Just do
no
it.
matter how you get lifted.
Doesn't matter.
Right, John? So let's talk about the video, the first ever video specifically that you did that went pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that one? Does it stick out in your mind?
Dude, it does.
Talk to me about
And
it.
funny enough,
Mhm.
I was making fun of golfers. Went surfing. Basically, here's my process. Let me share it with you.
Please.
I go out during the day and I have a camera, which is also a phone in my pocket, much like many of you.
Yeah.
And then I hear things and people say things, or I see things like
Yep.
a location and I
Yep.
go, and something, I go, let's just throw this at the wall, create something
Yep.
and see if it sticks.
Okay.
And there's 3 things I've found
Mhm.
when it comes to comedy that really resonate with people.
Yeah.
It's either surprised, oh, you're surprised. I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you did it. Can't believe you thought of that.
Yes.
Or it's relatable. Oh, we can all relate. Or it's misdirection. Thought he was going, he zigged, then he zagged.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes.
And that's it. And I started putting these together and I would always keep them a minute or less, right?
Yeah.
And the first one was our wives as surfers often, not all, and there's nothing wrong with this. We have responsibilities at home.
Yeah.
They're like, don't surf all day. And so it was me pulled over at a rest stop and I had my shirt off, I had my mustache, and I'm like, hey, you are so lucky. I'm coming home to you looking like a bronzed Greek god. I could have been a golfer, gone 6-7 hours, whammied with my friends, yet you get to have me coming home to you, fit as a fiddle. Like it was just
I love
comparing the
that.
two
Yes.
things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
No, that's great. Have you ever gotten your kids involved into any of the social
I have,
media?
and I have a very strong feeling about children and social media. I've always covered their faces and like put a hat, pull it down, because truly one of the biggest kickers of getting into social media was like, you see shit on YouTube and you go, how are you famous? You see people on Instagram, you go, what in the world? Why?
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yes.
But eventually you realize there's an audience for everything. There are many people that cannot stand me. And then there's other people who are like, you're great, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's controversy just in general, right? I think that's where things go viral and
But-
stuff too.
But with kids, I was always like, please don't use your beautiful kids as props or put them on a reality show or this or on YouTube. And now we see like moms going to prison because they were exploiting their kids,
we
you
just
know?
saw those
That
online.
documentary.
Right.
Or on the
man.
documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Gnarly.
So I have,
Yeah.
and one of the first ones when my oldest, who's now 12, was like 7.
Mhm.
I would carry him with the hat down, and I would pretend I was like that sports dad we all meet, but it was surf related. Like
That's
he's
funny.
going to be the next Kelly Slater,
Yes.
and I would always drop him,
That's funny.
or like it would look like I was. It was all about me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I
totally.
mean?
Yeah.
It's
That's
not about the
hilarious.
kid
No,
like it
nothing
is
to do
with
with
all
the
these
kid.
assholes that we meet. And I
Yeah.
would drop him.
Live
and
vicariously.
He had a name. His name was Stone, like Volcom Stone. And I would talk like this, but I'm white. I'm from here. But it was like, we're going to be great. And then it was always about, we have a GoFundMe. You always had to send us money. Send the family money.
For his training.
Correct. Correct.
For
Yeah.
his board shorts.
Yeah.
Right?
New surfboard.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Exactly.
That's good.
And you know what, dude, this is the oddest thing, but this has happened so many times. People come up to you, they recognize you, And like, I don't get recognized. If I'm 2 miles inland, it's no good for me.
Yeah.
But if I'm close to the coast,
Yeah.
it's like I feel like
Everything's great.
I'm
Everything's-
Freddie Mercury or something in his heyday. And the people will come up to you,
Yeah.
and it'll literally be like a guy that has like a Mercedes Sprinter van that's $200,000.
Yep.
His son has all the gear. He's got the wife that, you know, typical South Orange County
Yeah,
wife.
yeah,
And they walk up and they're like, "We love your videos. It is so," and I'm literally looking at him going, "I'm talking about you."
Yeah.
That's why they like it.
Right over the head. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
So it's fun.
Relatable.
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 Oh, that's funny.
And that was your youngest son or your oldest?
That was my oldest.
Your oldest.
Yep.
And how about your youngest?
The youngest definitely wanted to get involved, so we had another kid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I named him, but it was some cliche, silly name.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the name in case any of your children have that
I
name,
appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank
We
you so
don't
much.
know.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we don't know.
because my name's John. Who am I to talk? Like if
John
someone yells
Wayne. There's
John,
John
30
Wayne. That's a
dudes turn their
beautiful thing.
heads in a
I
crowd.
think I might have seen that one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, good kids, and yeah, but the social media thing, man, there are some demons out there behind the keyboards.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. With
boy.
anything that you do. I mean, you could be just somebody being like, "Oh, hey, I have this cool recipe," and somebody's like, "You're not supposed to use that much flour," and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
totally.
That's true.
didn't know you were part
Yeah.
of this." But yeah, it's
The posting
anything.
ghost truly is the way if you can accomplish it.
Yeah,
Whew, that's the way.
right?
Explain
Never
that.
look it.
Explain that. The posting ghost.
So I have not historically been good at moving on when
Okay.
someone insults me
Oh,
or my family
okay.
or things like that. Even if it's an anonymous stranger that's just trying to get me to respond, I will respond.
Yeah.
Please don't DM me because we'll get into
We'll
it.
get into it. Yeah.
And I've spent too many hours doing it. But man, there's been even weirder stuff. Like I installed an alarm system.
Yeah.
Like we had real, like
People messing with your
Threats.
house.
people with some, yeah. Had a dude take a shit, assuming it was a dude, on my driveway.
Really?
Human poo poo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Good times.
on. It looked human.
Yeah. Had
That's what-
threats.
yeah.
Didn't look
Where people
animalistic
go
at
to
all.
that
I was
extent.
definitely human. And trust me, I know. 'cause I am one. Yeah. I knew. It was
I can't
bad.
believe people, man.
Well, that's the scary part about
What?
social media with your kids and stuff. There's some weirdos out there that'll like, I just don't want to show. Like, I mean, I battle it back and forth. I either post them
Yeah.
and then I take it down and then I post them again. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know.
Dude, I got to be honest with you though. Like I've toned it down, but I have got like for me, serious trouble. Like, because I'll go to war with you
Yeah.
and I'm good at it. And if you own a business and you start, and I get it, maybe you were drunk that night, you're like, you start saying wild stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, it's real easy to screenshot that.
And
And
post
guess
it.
what?
Yeah.
I got an army of folks that'll be happy to come over
Absolutely.
to your page or your business,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
that
yeah.
doesn't end well. Trust me.
No,
doesn't
no,
either.
it doesn't. It
Don't
never
do it.
does. It never
Just
does.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Move on with your life.
But you have your social media friends that are there for you for sure.
They're there.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
some diehards.
Yes, diehards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's good though.
diehards.
That's good. You got an army backing you in case
You
someone
do.
messes
It
with you too
is.
much. You
It
know?
is.
Which I appreciate.
We've seen several of those attacks on people where the friends just come out of nowhere and they're like, "Hey," and it's just like everything's just like defending,
Mhm.
defending,
Mhm.
and the person just kind of floats away.
Yeah. They change their screen
It's
name.
like 20
Change the
username.
screen
Guess
name. Yeah,
what?
like, oh no.
But at
it's done.
the end of the day, dude, like the whole reason I got into this, and I have to remind myself, and it gets a little tricky when you actually start making a living doing it, is
Yeah.
this is junior high shit.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
without a doubt,
silly.
it is.
And like
If you really think about it,
the second I start to take it serious, it's never a good look.
no,
It's not.
you shouldn't. Have.
No. I am a grown up. I am a grown up. I am a grown up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, do the
Yeah.
same thing you've been doing, John. It's been
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Do you turn your social media like influence into products or anything along those lines, or have you thought about kind of building a brand
Dude,
off what you're doing?
bro, listen. When you're sitting on like you look at the number of people and you're like,
Yeah.
how do I monetize
Exactly.
this? But then you're like, I have no business brain at all.
So you're aware of that part.
I'm
of you.
well aware that creative products, all of the things that have happened to me is because I have been able to be introduced to people that are very sharp business people
Yep.
that then use me to promote their products.
Yeah.
And that's been a huge blessing. And it's got to be on television. I always wanted to be in commercials, get to
Yes.
be on a commercial, multiple ones. And then, they give you this is the greatest thing ever. Do you know what I'm forgetting the word. When you have a code,
affiliate program.
Affiliate
Yes, the
programs.
Yes.
you time that right, you can make some cheddar.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Jason's
We're
very
doing
sharp.
affiliates. We're doing affiliate program right now.
Yeah, Jason's
Yeah.
very sharp at that. He's
And
a
what
brander.
is it for? Go ahead.
Okay, it's for kids chocolate milk, like AG1. It's a healthy chocolate milk powder for kids.
And what is it
Brilliant.
called?
Called
Jason?
Whittles.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, so a lot of parents are supporting this with the affiliate program.
I
You can
want-
be an affiliate.
I want to support it.
Let's
That
go.
sounds amazing.
You got kids.
Um,
Whittles,
Yeah.
Whittles for littles.
Whittles for little.
Whittles for littles.
Whittles for
Yeah,
littles.
yeah.
I love that.
good protein.
I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I discovered like this is amazing. You can make a living doing kind of whatever you want if
Yeah.
you get creative with it.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is.
Month to month, it's not going to be consistent, but
Yeah.
that's how your 9 to 5s get you. Here's your
Right.
insurance. Here's your little bit of money.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're there for 30 years. And that always terrified me, which again, that's probably why I wasn't doing good in these jobs I was trying to get. It freaked me out. Like,
It gives you freedom, right? Gives you
Yeah.
freedom. to
incredible
kinda- yeah.
freedom. And
That's
like,
the beauty of it.
there's another beautiful thing when it comes to taxes. It's called write-offs.
Great.
I knew nothing about that. Then you're like, oh, I'm sponsored by a golf company. I can write off golf.
Yep.
Like all these different things. And apparently it's legal.
It
I
is.
think.
Yeah.
I don't know. My
Yeah,
tax
it
lady
is.
says
From
it is.
what I
Yeah,
know.
from what I
It
hear.
absolutely
Yeah.
is. It absolutely is.
Not a tax accountant, but
What's your favorite sponsor that you have right now, buddy? For endorsements?
Oh, dude, by far, hands down, the people that have been the most supportive of me is a company called Bug Assault. Just tremendous. They make a toy gun that you put salt in that shoots flies.
Oh, that's
Seen
cool.
those.
And
yeah,
it's
we don't get those in our house with 3 boys.
Here you go.
No.
No, I know. They'll shoot it all over.
Dude, that's crazy.
Again, the founder, he was hanging wallpaper until he was 51, did a Kickstarter, and now it's a $30 million a year company.
From shooting flies with a salt
Mhm.
gun.
Salt, yeah.
Hugely popular
That's
in
crazy.
Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop. And I've got to be the face of their product. And
So good.
he's a surfer, and he saw me on Kook of the Day. And so then, you know what I mean? And,
yeah,
and,
without
and
a
they're,
doubt.
when you hear somebody, dude, this is when somebody believes in you. I mean, it takes such a small thing to see somebody, whether it's you guys in this podcast. I mean, you go, yeah, you guys can do this.
Mhm.
This is going to grow. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You don't need to be number one in the world from the get go. And someone looks at you and they give a little bit of that push. Man, that is all
Yeah.
I need.
Yep.
Like someone
Confidence.
gives me a compliment, I'm good for 2-3 months.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I
But then
agree
somebody
100%.
goes, "No, you got something here. Keep working on it." I'm like, I get goosebumps. you
Yeah.
It's
know?
crazy how much everything's a mental game. If you really
It's-
think about it, like, I mean, if you have the mental stability to go do what you're supposed to do and you can get through
Yeah.
it and you believe in yourself, you can accomplish
But you
a lot
also
more.
don't know, like the words you say now to,
Effective.
of course, your children,
Mhm.
but I mean to friends or someone you meet
Yep.
somewhere.
Mhm.
Like that could be it.
Yep.
Just that little bit of encouragement.
Words are strong. Words are
So
powerful.
strong, so strong.
Oh yeah, just like the simple thing, like seeing a girl and like I catch myself like staring at her. I'm like, she's probably thinking I'm like looking at her like mean, And then I'm like, I really like your shoes. And she's like, oh my God, I was looking at your glasses.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like just that
Right.
little
It's a good day.
interaction. You're like, oh,
Right.
that was so nice. But she could have walked away if I didn't say anything, thinking like, why was that girl looking at me? Like, what?
But
What's wrong
that's
with
that's
me,
another thing
right?
too. What that was a moment of authenticity
Mhm.
and being human. And the more and more things get weirder and weirder, especially with AI, the further away we get from that. And you can get so lost in your phone, on the computer. It's really unhealthy for you.
Yep.
It's so important to pull back and to go, all right, there's real humans here. And I think personally, like when it comes to podcasts, when it comes to social media, I can tell that person's faking it or that's authentic
Yeah.
very easily. But there
without
are
a doubt.
so many people that are lost in this stuff. And I can tell you from what I do, I go, you thought that was real? That's like my wheelhouse. So is like, I want people to think that's a real,
Genuine, like it's-
nothing
yeah,
better than a
right.
post or a reel or a video that gets picked up and goes viral that people think that's a real
Yeah.
person. But
Mhm.
I'm sitting back and going, how did you think that was real?
Yes.
Because some people truly do have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's a sense like you're born with.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the controversial ones too that kind of go a little bit crazy. And it's funny because they're not that great.
Mm-mm.
It's just something where they want controversy.
Mm-hmm.
And they want this like whole substack of just comments of people just fighting.
I do that.
It's
Yeah.
I do that at
Thank you,
times.
John.
I just had a whole
Thank you,
season
John.
of it
Yeah.
where there's 2,500, 3,000 comments under something. And I just go, have at it, people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And people
and they
are,
just hack it
yeah.
out.
yeah.
I don't know. I've always been like, my page it's always been positive stuff. It's always about body work and stuff like that and stretching, all these different things. And I go outside the box sometimes and I'm like, wow. I mean, what people are gathering through, I would say more of like the negative stuff, the fearful stuff.
That's why the news is so popular.
Right?
Yeah.
And I
'Cause it's
think that's what
That's
they
crazy.
address. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. For me,
Well, but you just got on social media. And, I mean,
yeah.
COVID,
Yeah.
basically, I like forced them. I was like, okay.
She
like,
threw me into the mix.
I
to
was
help
like, you need to
people.
create what your real
Which
life
I love.
is on social media.
Sure.
Like your
Yeah.
community that you have and how much people love you and what you do. Like you need to create some of that there so people can know who you are.
It's still the
But-
Wild West.
Yeah,
I don't
it
care what
is.
anybody says. Like
Mhm.
people are still figuring it out,
Mm-hmm.
and people use it in different ways.
Yeah.
But there's the other side of that too. There's the authentic, fake people
Yeah.
that they're like so just everything is I'm sincere. I'm
Everything's
a good
too good
person,
to
and
be
you're like,
true.
Open, like
Yeah.
too much.
Mm-hmm.
this, something seems a little off here. You're a
Yeah.
little too. We know the real ones.
Yeah, yeah.
We know
for
the
sure.
real ones.
Like
Yeah.
you said
Yeah.
about the AI stuff, that's kind of the scary
it's
thing,
getting
right?
weird,
That's-
buddy.
dude, it's getting so
It's
weird.
gonna get weird.
I don't
There's
want to
some
watch
like
an AI
crazy
person.
things
He'll show
happening.
me
You know?
stuff
I
and
wanna
I'm like,
watch a real
that's
genuine
AI.
person.
And he's like, no,
It's-
it's not. And then he'll go through the other ones. He goes, it is AI. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, look
I mean,
at the hand.
there's agencies building
Put some-
influencers, AI influencers,
Yeah.
and making a shit ton of money off them.
I saw
Yeah.
a video.
It's
I
like-
saw a video
It's
of
insane.
a person and good looking person, and they were like posing. And I was like, this cannot be real. And I figured it out because their foot turned into a hand.
No,
That's
there's
the only way I
mean,
figured it out.
But it's getting gnarlier.
better
But
than
it's
that.
getting gnarlier. It's like
Yeah.
it looked so real.
By
until I
the way,
saw
and that the whole algorithm thing,
yeah.
I was aloof to that. But man, do the nerds have us by
Oh my god.
I
John,
won't
it's
say
crazy,
they
man.
got us, bro. And the other day I was like I looked at my wife's phone, I looked
Yeah.
at her Instagram, and it's dachshund, wiener dog, puppies, and like football because she loves puppies and the kids are into
Is that the
football.
Explorer?
Yeah. And then I was looking at mine, and it was please excuse me, but it was ladies, mostly ladies.
I've been married like 20 something
And they
years.
were
like,
wearing
we're
things
good.
that maybe weren't appropriate
Yeah.
for my 12 and 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
And so I have to I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Is that my algorithm?
That's what happened to me. I look at my
Yeah.
explore page. I'm like, I'm kind of weirder than I thought. You know?
Like, I didn't think I was looking at him that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, use another page.
Yeah, I
for
can
that.
always
Clear
tell
that.
like which Instagram I'm on when the explore pages. I was like, this is not mine.
Just some healthy heterosexual men in here. That's
it.
right.
That's it.
Living our best
Yeah,
life.
Stacy, what's yours? What's your explore page?
It's like pretty much all health stuff
Yeah,
and
there
funny
you go.
stuff. Funny
good. That
and
works.
health stuff. Yeah,
Sounds a lot nicer than
that's
ours.
pretty much.
Yeah, way nicer. I think mine's like yours, John.
Yeah.
I
That
think
and some
it's
health
no.
stuff.
I think
dude.
there's a lot of. I feel like there's like a lot of workout girls on there too, because I look at like workout girl stuff more than.
Oh, so do I. So we have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, me
in
too.
common.
Me too.
That's good.
we're all the same here.
Workout girls in
We're the
bikinis
same.
and small little
Yeah.
tights.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
You
good
can
It
all
stuff.
all
work
leads
out.
back to health.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah.
have it right in front of me. This is great. You know? It's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing. You know?
Some yoga classes.
There's no secrets here.
Yeah.
Zero.
So have you done anything with Blow It Gum? Did you met?
I have.
They're great, by the way.
Awesome. How old is he? Is he like 20?
19, 18?
Jack is 19.
19.
So,
Yeah.
And he's a badass.
Yes, he
folks,
is. Yes, he is.
let's just give a little
Shout out.
shout out.
I would
here.
absolutely.
Sometimes it's difficult to find caffeine. Do you like gum? Well, guess what?
I'm gonna film
It's
it.
combined right here, and you can support a young entrepreneur. Blow It Gum. It is a gum supplement. It's got 60 milligrams of caffeine in it, 64 actually. It is sugar-free. It's delicious, tasty, and wonderful. And boy, does it take you to the moon. Love me some Blow It Gum. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sending that to Jack right now.
That is beautiful. I love
That's
that.
great.
Yeah.
No,
They have
Then it comes at
lower-
80.
They
I'm
have
not
lower
even
and
saying
higher.
that. I'm not even saying this because they are, of course, sponsoring it. But I actually love it, and I eat like 2 or 3 pieces a day. And I stopped drinking coffee, matcha, and blow it gum.
Oh,
Did you-
congratulations!
okay.
You
Yeah, yeah.
stopped drinking coffee too?
I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know,
I mean,
blow a gun
that's-
and glum and some matcha and some nicotine, I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm just-
little
some
pouch,
pouches, you
Pouch
know.
gum.
blow gum. You know, how we got
Yeah.
All the things.
Oh, there you go.
speak of the devil.
I just heard the word.
Pouch.
Don't
That's
get
how I
addicted
need
to
it.
nicotine. It's the hardest one to kick, kids. Don't do it.
Those are supposed to be good for you, though. You know.
Yeah, right. Not when you do way more than you're
It's-
supposed to.
Exactly. Good
That-
for your
oh,
brain.
that's
There is
something.
benefits.
Yeah.
There's benefits.
There definitely
to
is.
straight nicotine,
Straight
but
nicotine.
yeah,
Stacy, tell us about the benefits
Of nicotine.
of nicotine.
brain,
Brain.
basically.
Yeah.
Brain stimulation.
Prevents Alzheimer's. they say.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Can I tell you
Wilson.
about the negative effects of nicotine?
Let's go.
Absolutely.
you
Because
feel
I
that.
have done the research. I have done the experiment.
Yeah.
The other day I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, why does my skin look so bad? Dries your skin out,
Okay.
Okay.
raises your blood pressure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, over time, escalated blood pressure, not good for
No.
you.
No.
So again, if you are a human being that can do things in moderation,
Yeah.
in life in general,
Mhm.
good on you.
Yeah.
I have a harder time doing that.
Yeah.
Will it ultimately lead to my demise? We shall see. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
I kind of stopped a little bit. There's some mint ones out there too.
Yeah.
Have you had the mints?
I have, and I actually, someone gave me
Knick-knack?
one the other day.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put under your tongue,
Yeah.
and it like melts or whatever.
Okay.
And I started chewing on it and
Oh,
almost
boy.
barfed.
Yeah, I did that the other. And
Almost
the acid reflux was bad.
Yeah, it's not
That
good.
was
So
bad.
it's a little piece of like
so it's like a
They're
mint.
all
They're
it's
called
like a
knickknacks.
mint
I know those
that you're
guys
supposed
too.
to actually still pack like
Yeah.
That's the one
in
I
your
got.
gums?
That you put underneath.
Yeah,
your
right
tongue.
there, yeah.
The knick-knack ones.
Yeah, they're good guys
I
too.
saw
So I'm
those.
glad they took the tobacco and just did like nicotine pouches. in a
Well, I mean,
sense.
even the
You know, they're
nicotine
getting a
pouches
little
are just
bit
pure
better, right?
nicotine salts.
True.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's not like it's not like back in
Dude,
the
my
day.
my stuff all started though on the ambulance. Like,
Were you sculling it at the ambulance or what?
you want to just learn some wonderful things about humanity.
Yes.
Get yourself a job on an ambulance. You're gonna see
That would scare the shit out of me.
people
What's
on
our
the
son?
worst
My
day
son,
of their
my oldest
lives,
son. is
but
gonna be an EMT.
you don't sleep.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working in LA, like or busy areas.
Yeah.
Man, your diet, your caffeine intake, your nicotine,
It just
to
all
you
goes
are
so
just a basket.
So you're
case.
helping
like-
everybody stay healthy, but you're
Yeah, but you're
That's
kind of like a
killing
gamer,
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
almost,
That's-
right? Like
yeah,
a gamer.
it's-
You don't sleep.
100%.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Eat like
Just with a
crap,
lot
like,
more
right?
blood, and you
Yeah.
actually do get
Reality.
You're
It's
actually
a
pissed
helping
on
reality
people.
Game
people
show.
sense,
poop on
yeah.
you and
yeah.
get spit on, and it's gnarly. And
Yeah.
I did all that. This was wild too.
Yeah.
When I left being a medic was literally like 9 months into COVID. So I was there for the whole start of that
Yeah.
until seeing that. And
That's-
I was like, if there ever was a time, because those first couple weeks, straight up, like nobody knew what it was.
Yeah.
And guess who got to be the test subjects?
You guys.
We
You
did.
guys,
So
for
like your
sure.
hospitals kept running, your first responders kept running. If you remember essential workers,
Yeah.
sure, you
Yeah.
worked in a grocery store. I get it.
Or
thank,
just
thank you for
dispensary.
your
No, I'm
service.
Yeah, yeah.
But physically going in to the homes and like, oh, there's this thing. We don't know what it is.
It
You're
might kill
wearing the
you.
beekeeper outfit.
Dude.
And I was like, I really love people. I love helping people.
Yeah.
But do I want, is this going to like,
Yeah.
am I going to die?
Yeah.
And then all the emergency rooms looked like the scene in E.T.
E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I literally.
It was wild. Wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's
you were in it when that was happening
In
in the
it.
beginning.
Yeah. From the whole thing. And yeah, the first like 14, I remember straight up like, I was like, guess it's going to be like 1998 in South Orange County. Got to get myself some parliaments with the recessed filter because I think it's all over. Time to start smoking. Honey, if you're listening to this, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, pack a day. Enjoyed myself.
Parliaments.
I thought my lungs were going to be gone anyways. The disease was here. It was the apocalypse.
Yeah,
You know?
and especially
Wild
that,
times.
at that time, you put yourself on the
first
back
couple
burner.
weeks, yeah.
That's what you're a caretaker.
I was
Yeah.
wearing gloves
Yeah.
in the Whole Foods and like I was wearing everything. I was so freaked out the first like week.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those first 2 weeks were
Yeah.
weird. I was even like, I'm like, take
But I
all
can't
your clothes off
imagine
at the
you
front
guys, yeah.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stacy
that
got sick before it even
was the
happened. What was
thing.
that? Like December, January, you got sick.
I think you
It
heard
was
it.
Patient
literally
zero.
First, it
Yeah.
was like the first week of February, like before it was like a thing, and I was like, "What is this?" Like I was like sleeping hunched over on a pillow. Like it was gnarly. And I was like, nope, still not going to the hospital. I will die before I go. I literally have to almost be dying to go to a hospital. But I was like, the kids were literally looking at me at the dining room
Oh
table
my
like,
gosh.
Yeah, it was
is mom
it was
gonna be
crazy.
okay? And I was like, I'm gonna be all
The
right.
and she's so strong when it comes down to it. She's like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And she was just like, I mean, she was plugged up, you know, like she said, holding a pillow. And at the time, they had told you, I would say I want to say like February or March, they told you to start hugging a pillow to
March.
breathe.
What?
March, they were
And
saying if
Stacey
you
was
can't
doing
breathe,
this-
they were telling
Stacey was
people
doing
to
this in
sit up and
January.
lay over a pillow to open up your lungs so you can like
To open up the
breathe.
airwaves.
Is this a safe place? Can I say something?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Um,
Go.
I don't think I've ever talked about this before. I might have told you in confidence, but I'll go ahead and say it here.
Let's go.
I sleep with a full size, and I've done this since I was probably 10. It's what pregnant women do. Body pillow.
Oh yeah.
Can't have my knees touching, and I do the whole thing. So I was ahead of my time.
Yes,
Way
you were.
ahead.
That's how
Yes,
I
you
feel
were.
too.
I love
Still
that.
do.
You don't
I
you
still
don't do
do.
it sitting up though. You lay down.
I
right?
take it around the house when I'm not in the house. Don't worry
Just
about
how
what
you
I do in my home.
That's how you feel
How about
it.
that?
That's how you feel it, huh?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
comfort.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
funny.
I don't know where that comes from.
It's a
Whatever.
comfort
Yeah.
pillow.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a comfort
I need
blanket.
a body pillow. That's a good idea.
I love body
pillows.
pillows.
We both like turned it over. I'm like, bye, see you
So
later.
I'm a body pillow woman myself.
I want
Yeah.
I want the feet not touching all the way up.
Yeah.
I don't
Are
want
you
any.
like the full like
wa-
wraparound pregnant woman one?
Absolutely.
Those are
Yeah,
the
that's
Absolutely.
yeah. You got the big boy.
Yep.
Got the extra large as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to have something in between for sure, in between my legs.
Hopefully, you
whether
do.
it's my wife or whether it's a pillow. But
He
it's
always
both
takes the
comforting,
decorative
you know?
pillow, and I'm pissed.
Absolutely.
But the one thing is that I don't feel good with my hips being
I don't
internally
either.
rotated. Yeah,
I
it
can't
just feels
sleep.
uncomfortable. I can't sleep either.
And I got to sleep on one side. It's weird. We all got stuff.
Yeah,
We all got
we
stuff.
all do have stuff.
That's true. Well,
Doing-
Garrett, have you worked on him before? Did you know Garrett's like does magic?
Oh,
work
I did
on
my
people?
research on the three
Okay.
of you. Don't think I went down that road.
All right. Well,
I
you haven't had a
did.
chance
Yeah.
to get worked on then.
Yeah, that's kind of a part of it. Is I'm going to take you into my office and I'm going to give you some
Have you
body
worked
work.
with
Hey, looking forward to it. We can just talk about musical theater.
I like that.
And the
right?
roaring
You can sing.
90s.
That's
what
I'm
a
saying.
time.
It was a great time for us,
what
wasn't
a
it?
time. I mean, summer of 99 was really quite an awakening.
Yeah,
for
Woodstock
me.
'99. Oh yeah, this is
no,
a
that
hard one
was-
too.
That was good. You know, I'm a little bit of a confused man. Again, I dabbled with some things
Yeah.
that summer. Kevin, anywho, it's no big deal. Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
so,
Yes, sir.
so you know,
think I was 10.
let's go back to the therapy and
Mhm.
stuff too. I'm just curious. Do you have any ailments or anything from you surfing and you golfing or anything like that?
Like, bro,
That's a good transition.
Mid 40s?
Hey, hey.
Is there any ailments that you have?
It's all falling down
It's
so
all
much
falling apart.
quicker than I thought. I have been so lucky with the joints. I do love health,
Yeah.
and I've always been tuned into it and excited to learn more about it. But yeah, my meniscus is torn.
Okay.
I just had my first thing with that.
Got
Got the MRI. That's torn. Can't hear out of my left ear. I need to start really focusing on mobility, flexibility, and really get serious about my diet, or this whole thing is going to crash because I can feel it. And it came quick. First, it was the eyes when I was 40. I have a vast collection of readers, stylish, beautiful.
Yeah,
And you're
CVS
like-
readers.
Yeah, you're like, what is happening? Because in our minds, I don't know.
You're
I-
still 25.
absolutely.
Absolutely,
That's what I was,
yeah.
100%.
People will be like, how old are you? I'm like, 25, 7?
Yeah.
Wait, 38.
But all-
but I
all-
don't feel that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
All the cliche stuff that people told us that you always just blew off,
Mhm.
turns out
Yeah, it's true.
it's true.
It
So
is.
yeah, but no, honestly, I think I can I give you my 5 pillars of health
Yeah,
that I
please.
stole
I love it.
from the late great Dorian Paskowitz, who was an incredible surfer,
Love
had
that.
10 kids.
Oh, I know one of his kids.
You do?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what he said, which I took to heart, first off, I really do think staying trim just alleviates so many things.
Agreed.
Working as a medic for so long, you know, you put on weight, your joints start to suffer, your heart, everything does. So these are the 5 pillars of health that he said. He said your attitude, first of all.
I
This
love
is-
that.
This is
Yeah.
it between the ears, right? That covers it.
Yep.
Rest, meaning sleep,
Yep.
consistency in that area, diet, exercise, and what is it? Oh,
Sex.
recreation. So those are our 5 pillars of health: diet, exercise, rest, attitude, and recreation, which recreation would be surfing for me.
Yeah.
So you put all those together, and he says you do not only experience health, you experience a superior state of well-being,
I was gonna say
which
the
means when
well-being
you meet that
portion is
80-year-old that's like, you see it in the eyes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
clear, beautiful eyes, expressive, talking to you, and you're
Yes.
like, why
huge.
is
Like
this
all there.
person juiced up?
Yep.
They have those things in balance, and it literally is every single day. Like, I am picking up this thing. What am I putting inside of me? And if you have all those things together, which I don't think I've ever truly accomplished, that is true health. Which I
Yeah, I
think-
agree.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to accomplish all 5
Very
of them
much.
to, and just have them balanced in your life in general. But as long as you know it's in your subconscious mind.
And to do
And
that and still be a
understanding
good
Person.
mom or
Yeah,
dad,
oh,
and
for
like,
sure.
I mean, that's a tough
Right?
thing. Yeah.
No, that's great. I know you know Chuck. You know Chuck Patterson.
I do know Chuck
Yeah.
Patterson.
I know. I take care of Chuck and
Yes.
Trish.
Do you
Yeah,
really? How
yeah,
funny.
They're
Chuck's
great.
the man, dude.
Chuck's the man.
Very positive, very friendly.
That's the one thing I thought about when you said the 5.
There you go.
Chuck is one of those guys.
Absolutely.
I feel, and it's just he has that formula. He's had it for a long time.
Mhm.
Anything he's gone through too with the extreme sports,
Yeah.
he's just always constantly smiling and always constantly
Is
positive.
that the guy from Melon? Does Melon stuff too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's part of that. Those,
Cool.
but it's just wonderful. Yeah, he came up in my head when you said the 5.
Yeah.
And it's just it's lovely. But he's got a lot of stuff too that he has to take care of
Sure.
in the body.
Sure.
of course.
And all the
Those
stuff we're
things.
learning, I love that there's so much more information coming to light. The one thing that I constantly think about is like head trauma.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Because if you're
absolutely.
physically active at all, you're going to bonk your noggin. We've all been, maybe we all haven't, but I've certainly been concussed.
Yes.
And as you start to age, you're like, oh boy, is the juice worth the squeeze? I kind of,
Yeah.
depends who you talk to.
Yeah, definitely. I think the brain
we-
health, huh?
Only got one body,
Yeah.
Oof. Scary.
It is. Yeah.
Definitely.
Shout out to Chuck and Trish
For sure.
for sure.
Good folks.
Yeah, great folks.
Well,
Well, guys, that was
love
yeah. I think we're gonna end it with that one.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. We appreciate you so much, John. Oh, besides the fact, who gave you the middle name Wayne? How is it John Wayne? This is
Again,
what I'm trying to.
John Wayne.
once,
Yeah,
it's John
once
Wayne.
again,
Yeah,
like
let's talk about
John
it.
Wayne.
my
before we
dad,
go outta here.
my mom and dad have been married for 53 years. They're
Uh-huh.
still very much in love. They're absolutely incredible people. And my dad is a man's man. He has so many qualities that I want to emulate. He still is my hero, no doubt about
That's
it.
awesome. I
But
love that.
he loves John Wayne.
Yeah.
And when my mother went into labor, he claims he was watching a John Wayne movie that he still has never been able to finish because they had to go to the hospital and he can't remember which one
it was?
it was. So he gave me that name, and I'm always thinking in the back of my head, man, if I ever run for office, that name, John Wayne Freeman, I'll get 3
Win.
million votes just off the name. They won't even know who I
You
am.
got my vote right now.
Good to go.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's it.
John Wayne Freeman, everybody. John Wayne Freeman.
Thank you for having
Yes.
me.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you so much.
Thank
man.
you so much.